Are live and welcome back to another episode of the Baseline Bums podcast. It's your host Rob, aka B-Ball Archives, and once again I got the bum AJ up in the casa after a delicious Spurs win against a very good Detroit Pistons team. And yes, we just beat this team recently. It was a 3-point victory, and this game tonight a lot more convincing.
For
Uh,
sure.
and it was a game where we just had a great start early on in the first quarter, and we really didn't look back from there for the majority of the game. But also a very physical game. Is that what you were seeing tonight, AJ?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's amazing what happens when they start calling fouls on Victor. Like you see like the what the whistle can do, and you get that home cooking too. So like that's kind of the games that I would expect to see. And it's gonna be interesting when we get to the playoffs because everyone's like, oh, this team's young, this team's that. But one thing I'm curious to see is how they're gonna call fouls on Wemby because he's just really hard to officiate. So if they're gonna call it like we did tonight, dude, we're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, he was creating a lot of physicality, getting to the basket. Anytime you're seeing that many free throw attempts, 11 attempts for Wemby at the line, that's what you want to see, him making 10 of those. And I think that is obviously the first place we have to start is the play for
Yep.
Victor Wembanyama
What a
tonight.
game.
Just fantastic performance from Wemby. 38 points, 16
Oof.
rebounds, 3 dimes, 5 blocks, no turnovers, not a
That's great.
single turnover.
That's great.
Um, this is this is what you're wanting to see from Victor Wembanyama, and yeah, just a remarkable game. Such hustle on both ends of the floor. Yeah, just remarkable. What were you seeing from Wemby out there?
Just a guy that wanted to win. I mean, it seemed like the Jackals and those French fans that came into town are just super excited that he's there. And so it seemed like he was just happy to be back in front of the home fans, to be honest with you. And he felt comfortable. He just felt really comfortable with kind of where he was in the whole thing. And then also just getting Duran in foul trouble early. And then he got into that rhythm, just being able to hit those free throws. And then you saw the way that they came out in that first quarter, dude. Oh my God. I was like, this is the team that we have grown to love. And this game was like just an absolute kind of summary of our entire season, the way we've been playing. Like this is just like a typical Spurs game for us. And it started out hot. We got a little clunky in the third quarter, but then we ended up pulling out in the fourth. And in that whole time, like not only was Wimby hot, but so was De'Aaron Fox, man. That first half, De'Aaron Fox was hitting a bunch of shots, and it was really cool to see the 1-2 punch. And if that's how we're gonna run our offense in the playoffs, man, I'm telling you, like this is a scary train that we're on right now. What'd you
Absolutely.
see?
I'm so glad that you brought up the elite play from De'Aaron Fox in the first half because that was a lot of what we were relying on. Of course, Wemby was really good in the first half as well, but 16 first half points from De'Aaron Fox. He was 6 for 8 in that first half, 3 for 5 from deep. So there was large stretches of the game where he was just breaking down the defense, getting into the teeth of the paint, and really just forcing Detroit to either foul somebody, collapse, and get off of Julian Champagny, who was able to hit 3 3-pointers tonight as well, had a pretty good
Yep.
game himself. And so a lot of things just opened up for how well we were playing offensively early on in the game. And man, just so dynamic when you have Fox go off on a stretch of plays, and then you have Wemby come
Yep.
through on a lob and then hit a logo three to start the game. It's like,
Yeah, man.
where do you focus in on? And I'm so glad that you brought up Wemby getting Jalen Duran in foul trouble. Like he
Yep.
got a lot of just pump fake drive, got him off balance, got him in a foul situation. And then when he had 3 fouls, came back in the game, got that really quick fourth foul on him. Sean
Yep.
Elliott applauded him. I immediately was like, that is an insanely high IQ basketball play
Absolutely.
from Victor Wembanyama for sure.
Yeah, man. And the fact that the referees were calling it too. Now, obviously, like, you watch the game and you're like, man, Spurs are getting a lot of calls, but then you look and it's like, oh, actually the Pistons got more calls than the Spurs did. So, we were fouling just as much as they were. It's just one guy was doing it a lot more. And obviously, when the focus is on a guy who's 7.5 feet, you're going to notice. But Julian Champagny, dude, and he was hitting those pointers early, and then he was making everyone bite. That was something that I absolutely loved, is that the Spurs were able to take what they learned against the Pistons the first time up in Detroit last week, bring it back to San Antonio. They knew that they were going to bite on everything. Everybody was ball faking tonight. Wemby, Fox, Champagny, Castle, and they were just falling for it and falling for it. That's why we had so many free throws tonight, because we were just being able to take that. And that's what makes me excited about the playoffs, is like our team listens to adjustments and then they make them, and you see the success. And we did it, I think, not too long ago against the Mavs when we had that back to back with them. And then the same thing here in Detroit. Like when we play a team the second time this close together, we just kick their ass.
Yes, I'm so glad that you brought that up because not only was it the pump fakes, but like you said, it was the ball fakes as well. It was a lot of just the misdirection offense that we were running, and it led to a lot of really easy passes to lob opportunities. And I do want to highlight that really, really easy lob pass that Carter Bryant caught
Woo.
and yammed it right on, I believe it was beef stew. Or it was, maybe it was Reed, but either way, it was a perfect read. And then the defense was forced to make a decision,
Yep.
kind of got caught in no man's land, and all of a sudden, Carter Bryant's nuts are right in your face.
Absolutely. And then, well, what's great too is that, and then in the second half, the ball was just moving, especially in that fourth quarter. We started just throwing the ball around, and I saw a lot of back of the jerseys for the Pistons. And when you're playing that kind of defense, you're not going to stop the other team. And the way that we played, just our ball movement, the energy that we had the entire night. I mean, I'm just really happy that these guys showed what happens when you can sleep in your own bed. Like when you sleep in your own bed, you just get that
Yeah, absolutely.
kind of get your into your regular routine. And that's what I'm really happy to see, that it does make a difference. Like that rodeo road trip was exhausting. And then you come back and perform like this at home. Like that's exactly why we need to be getting rid of that rodeo road trip.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head, and Dylan Harper shares those same sentiments. He was like, "This is all the more reason why we need a new stadium. We need the new arena." And it's his first rodeo road trip ever, and even a young man that just turned 20 years old can
Yeah.
clearly see that it's just not needed in the year 2026.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Like for me, whenever I go to a hotel, like, I have a travel squatty potty, but like it's not the same. And then like I have a bidet on my toilet. It's like I don't have one on the road. Like that really sucks. So like it's nice to just kind of get into those routines and get familiar with kind of what you're doing. But I'm happy that we're back. We got another game tomorrow too. So I mean, what was something that you saw that maybe we could fix a little bit?
Um, one of the things that I saw that I feel like we could fix a little bit was some of the lackadaisical turnovers, and
Boom.
I'm gonna mainly point to Dylan Harper for a couple of these. Um, some of them were passes that were made in the backcourt, and
Yeah.
he knew that the person that he was throwing the ball to was not looking at him, and it
Yep.
was it was the pass that he was supposed to make. And sure, it was within the flow of the offense. It was what Mitch Johnson drew up. I'm not disputing that, but it was clearly like there was a shift, there was an audible that was run last second, and Wemby decided to crash, and then Harper still decided to still make that pass. And
Hmm.
all of a sudden, Wemby's having to turn and still try to
Yeah.
make the catch. He misses it, and then it's a transition opportunity, and then now they're getting a layup. And all of a sudden, it went from us comfortably starting to run a set, and then now we're giving up 2 points on the other end. So
Yep.
sloppy turnovers against a really good defense, against a second ranked team. against a second ranked defense like Detroit, we got to clean that up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, I was gonna say, tell me if you heard this before. We've had some really lazy turnovers lately, and they just continue to pile up. And I mean, we granted we only had 8 tonight, so that's great. But they're just small things that we could just kind of tighten up a little bit. And it's still a great game. I'm not gonna nitpick too much because there's not a whole lot to nitpick, but I'm just happy. And one thing we got to give our flowers to is Carter Bryant, man. Carter Bryant came in and that energy was high, which kind of leads me to my next kind of question to you. What's going on with Harrison Barnes?
Well, I mean, he has that ankle soreness, so he's sitting out, and I don't know exactly what happened, but it sounded like the most unk injury I've ever
He
heard.
woke up, right? Like,
He woke up and his ankle was, like, swollen in some kind of weird way, and it's like, I mean, he is one of the most ironclad guys in the
yeah,
NBA. He's not gonna sit out for a frivolous reason, so I think, yeah, there's gotta be some kind of weird swelling to his ankle if he's
because he wasn't
if
even on the bench today, too. So at least I didn't see him. So I don't know. Like, it makes me kind of scratch my head because obviously he hasn't missed a game since 2021. And here he is not even on the bench and he's hurt. So, and it's a weird story that comes behind it. So, but regardless, those
yeah.
minutes go to Carter Bryant, and Carter Bryant definitely showed why he is part of this conversation moving forward.
Absolutely. Not necessarily with the offense. We didn't really need him to score a lot tonight, but with the
No.
rebounding and then the 3 blocks, just making himself really, really felt on the defensive rebounding and obviously the rim protection alongside of Wemby. Just a lot of really good play tonight. I'm gonna highlight this comment from JTV. Our bench seems to struggle the moment Wemby goes to the bench. But overall, happy we got the W. Yes, it seems like our offense does seem to stagnate at times.
Yeah.
I do think that Lou Cornett is a step slow. Like
Yeah.
I do think that we were able to rely on a lot of throwing little lobs to Cornett earlier on in the season. A lot of times where he would just have like an energetic cut back door, and
Mhm.
we're not seeing those a lot. I don't know if his knee is still nagging him a little bit, but that's definitely something to monitor moving forward, and
Yeah.
I think it may just be, hey, maybe as soon as Mason Plumlee gets back to playing condition,
Sure.
maybe we're supplementing some of his minutes into the rotation as well.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen another outburst like we did whenever Luke Cornett at the beginning of the season with like a 20-point game. I think he had what 2 points tonight or something like that. But he just seems a little slow footed too, especially on like a high pick and roll. Like he got caught, and then he also got called for flopping today. So that's not a call you see. And I didn't know that this was the flopping call. Like that seems that's aggressive. Like that's
Right.
what are we doing? Like like I know what that looks like, but I guess that's what we're gonna call it.
Right, that's like put your dick on the table, kinda boom,
Yeah,
like
like
absolutely.
but
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 yeah,
it was
you
just the effort that I love the effort overall. Like I think the effort just overall was absolutely fantastic. We were able to come in hot, like Wimby hitting that logo three, making those plays, and then just Dylan Harper coming in and his three ball is getting even more confident now. Like he is letting that thing fly and they're going in. And that just makes me even more excited for the future. And he's still getting into the paint. So he's playing with like the utmost confidence. He was playing great defense against Cade. Cade just is a really good offensive player. So even if your hands in his face and there's really nothing you can do about it. So I'm just excited about these rookies. I'm excited about this team and how young we are and like kind of where our trajectory is going. And like I said, if we're gonna be playing like this come playoff time, we're gonna be a hard out, man. And if we're making adjustments and we're seeing these teams in a short period of time, like I'm just excited about this coaching staff and the way that our players respond to these things. And I'm I cannot wait until we are absolutely battle tested. This is gonna be great.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you're talking about being battle tested, and these are the kind of matchups that make you feel more and more battle tested as the season goes on, and you win these physical matchups, and you see Mitch Johnson make the alterations that you would expect to see in the postseason, because tonight Wemby plays 40 minutes.
Yeah.
This is what I would expect to see in a postseason battle, like in a game where it's do or die. If we lose, we go home. We're going to play Wemby 42 minutes in that game. Sure,
Oh
he
yeah.
may need to sit a little bit because of a couple fouls, or he just needs a quick breather. But at the same time, he's going to play a lot of minutes night in, night out. And this is about the level of effort and production we could expect to see. So I don't understand why people aren't putting us as the favorites for the title right now.
Dude, I mean,
I fully
if this is
expect.
if we're getting Wemby 40 minutes and it's 38 points, 16, 3, and 5, like that's just insane. And those blocks are just so, like, we've talked about this, and he even said it too. He's like, I don't know why they do it. Like, I'm offended that they're doing it. And like, just some of the blocks, I'm just going, what are you guys doing? And then the one he had on Cade, the last one he had, it was just like, yeah, man, this guy just way bigger than everybody. And I mean, just the oh no nos too, that basically everyone goes down to the paint and there's like, oh no, we're not going to do
Oh,
that.
dude, I'm so glad you brought up that Cade block. That was such a little bro
It was
block.
bad. Yeah.
And then it led to a 4-on-1 fast break. Like, holy shit. I forgot who was the defender on, like, that ran back with that, but imagine looking up and you see just, like, Devin Vassell and Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, and Wemby all running at you, 4-on-1 fast break. Devin Vassell just throws it up to Wemby and just bam. It's
Yeah, that's a
like,
business decision. You're like, I'll just take the ball out.
that's not only terrifying for the Detroit Pistons, but that's terrifying for the entire rest of the league, that we can turn just smothering offense, Wemby just blocking one of the most offensively potent guys in the league, and then
Yeah.
turning that into just masterful transition offense. Just
Yeah. It's
wow.
and I just, man, like the way that we play with how athletic we are and the way that we get to the paint, and then Wimby's dunking on everybody. I mean, just the highlights that this team has on a daily basis is beautiful. And yeah, good point. We do have the Clippers tomorrow too. And so we'll see kind of where that game goes. But I'm looking at some of the stats now, and Cade Cunningham had 26 points, but it took him a lot of shots to get there, 26 shots to get there. And those were hard shots. Whenever they kept zooming in on the Pistons players, I noticed that in the first half, they were just drenched. I mean, it looked like they were working hard just to stay with us. And then that second half, like I said earlier, a lot of this, a lot of that. So when you're tired and you're doing that, it's not a recipe for a win.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm very glad that you brought that up. We were forcing Cade to take a lot of really tough shots. He was taking a lot of really interesting fadeaway mid-range shots with the Stephon Castle or Devin Vassell hand in his face. And I really enjoyed seeing how tough his offensive selection was tonight. And yes, and you brought up the 26 shots. He was 10 for 26. He was 5 for 26 the night or the game before. So 15 for 52
Ooh,
over the last two games against the
ooh,
San Antonio Spurs
ooh.
was Cade Cunningham. That's
He was
just
in the dungeon. Is that what we're calling it? Castle's dungeon?
yeah, he was in the yeah, in the dungeon of the castle, but also I've seen castle walls where it's just like, yep, like we put up the castle walls, and I'm like, dude,
There you go.
I don't
And
hate that either.
and what, I mean, we kind of skimmed over it, but De'Aaron Fox played some great defense against him too. De'Aaron Fox had a phenomenal game today, and that's the kind of De'Aaron Fox that we all wanted to we've expected. And now it's like, oh, he still got it. He can drop 29 or 30 points at any given moment, and that's what's great too, is that, like, now you have to account for this 7'5" guy and this hot shooter right now that we have too. So like having De'Aaron Fox have this game and getting back into that feeling, because he was hitting 3-pointers, but also he's hitting those little mid-range jumpers, especially when he gets into the paint, kind of makes that stop and hits them real quick. Man, that's just a hard stop to a hard shot to stop. I am so glad that Mitch Johnson called timeout 12 seconds into the second quarter.
Yes.
I think that absolutely changed the way that we were playing. And it was awesome to see. And I think Sean Elliott called a pop timeout. And that's exactly what we needed. And from that moment on, it still felt like we were back focused again.
Absolutely. Well, it's just one of those. It's one of those timeouts that you're like, hey, hold on a second. Did you just forget what we just talked about like 30 seconds ago? And then like a timeout like that can really refocus you. And sometimes you don't want to burn that resource of that timeout, but it's very much worth it when you can shift the momentum, especially when at around that time they were starting to chip away at our lead. And we had that 16-point lead at halftime. We were starting to see it kind of dwindle away. It got down to 8, and I was
It
like,
did, yeah.
this is not a team where you want to fuck around and see if you want to just get into a slugfest at the end of the game, because that's what we did previously, and we only won by 3. But I was glad that we were able to kind of, stay hot, play smart basketball, get the
Yep.
ball in the paint at the end of the game, and walk away with a solid 15-point win against a really good Pistons team.
Did you know that Beef Stew had that jumper in him?
He's been working on it this
Dude,
year.
like, not bad. Not bad. I mean, we were giving him that shot all day, every day. He went 3 for 5. So I mean, like, hey man, he kind of made us pay for it.
Overall, he's, like, at that percentage where it's like you want him to shoot.
Right.
It's I think he's about, like, 32% from beyond the arc, so it's like he's respectable, so if he starts to get hot, you're gonna run out on him, but, like, I'm also not like, "Oh, wait a minute, we gotta run out on beef stew," like, it's like, if he catches the ball, like, and I'm Wemby, I'm gonna play drop coverage on him
Absolutely.
on that first 3, see if he's hot, see what he's feeling like today. If that first 3 looks like shit, then it's like, "All right, I'm playing drop coverage on beef stew. I don't give a shit."
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. But it's just interesting to see. I'm like, oh, wow, he had another one. Okay. Huh. But he also grabbed Wimby. So that's what we're doing in order to stop his defense down low. We have to you have to grab Wimby in order to just make him not block your shot. But overall, like, dude, this was a fantastic win. Like, I'm to the moon about this win. It's obviously a great test to start it up. But tomorrow we got the Clippers. We got Kawhi Leonard coming back to San Antonio. And that's kind of it. Everyone else with the Clippers now, like, not really worried about, but it's going to be interesting to see kind of how we respond tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he respond on the second night of a back-to-back, but, we've been playing great basketball, so there's really no reason to think that the Clippers are going to trip us up now. It's really some of the rest of the teams on this home stretch that I feel like
Right.
um, can potentially give us trouble. But I do want to highlight a couple of comments,
Sure.
some back to back comments. The bad loss against the Knicks is kind of confusing. And I want to highlight the secondary comment. Pistons have beat the Knicks by 31, 38, and 15 so far this season. So it's like we're able to beat teams like the Pistons, but then we're simultaneously struggling against teams like the Knicks. And I think it's primarily matchup problems and the
Yeah,
fact that when we rely on 3 balls from a slow Wemby game, we can kind of lag offensively, and it
sure.
ended up being a night where we put up 89 points in the
Right.
Garden.
Yeah. Well, I think I have two theories on that Knicks loss. The first one is they might have been hungover. I'm not going to say that they were, but that's just, it's possible. It's New York. You go out, have a couple cocktails, have a good time. Someone invites you to the club. All of a sudden, you're meeting some homies, and they're like, "Let's go continue to party." Who knows? But regardless, my other theory is, hey, Mike Brown is part of that pop coaching tree. So if anyone's going to be able to stop someone, and we've talked about this in the past, Mitch Johnson does have a little bit of an issue with pop coaching tree coaches. They just they know where the weakness is, and they're able to exploit that. So I think a lot of that, it might be kind of where we might have lost to the Knicks, because Mike Brown knew what Mitch was going to be doing. But that is also like just a very an inexcusable like a loss, in my opinion. We should have had a much better performance. I'm not expecting him to win every game, but 89 points when you've been averaging 130 is pitiful. So I think that those are my two kind of theories on that Knicks loss. But we're back in the winning column. We got two in a row, right? We won
A
the other day too. Yeah, two in a row.
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah, we beat. Oh
we
yeah, Philly 40 games. Sorry, that
yeah,
game was such a bore fest because we were by 40 points the whole game.
we did just absolutely shellac the 76ers. It almost was just, like, turned into a practice, at the second half. It
Practice
was yeah, right, we just turned into an AI, and not the kind that's artificial intelligence.
the
Um
good kind.
right, exactly. We turned into the answer. But yes, what a fantastic night back at the Frostbank Center. But you know what also happened because we were back at the Frostbank Center? We
What happened?
got to see Sean and Jacob eat some
Yes.
dog father hot dogs. It was
Oh man,
we okay, first of all, if you are joining us, if you're new to the podcast, we like to highlight a lot of the restaurants that we see within the Frostbank Center, give them a shout out because it's a lot of San Antonio natives just doing some good work in the community, and shout out to Dogfather Hot Dogs off San Pedro Ave, doing some delicious looking hot dog work. That elote hot dog, dude,
dude, I've been there. That place is delicious.
hell yeah, dude. That looked freaking amazing.
And what one of my favorite comment of the night was when they were talking about Wagon Wheel by Darius Ruckers, and
Oh, yeah.
and Jacob was like, "You know that song?" And Sean's like, "No," and he's like, "Huh."
That's I mean, he was just being honest.
Yeah, and Jacob was like Darius Ruckers, like country song, and he's like, "No, Jacob."
Hmm, nah, not his cup of tea.
So
But
I enjoyed that comment. So I always love to hear Sean and Jacob on the call because it's fun. It makes me laugh. They hardly ever talk about the game, but it's great to see. So overall, man, it was just great to be back home. It's just great to be back home. And one thing I got to do is give a shout out to the Jackals. I don't know if you saw that video of them hanging out with the French people, but
yes.
man, that thing looked fantastic. It was like, was it Mercy, Mercy Wemby or something like that? Like, dude, I cannot wait until playoff time to hear the entire stadium chant that shit. Like, that's gonna be hard to play in. And I have a feeling that what if this thing gets to roll and we have fiesta going on plus all these chants and whatnot, we might end up like very similar to those Warriors of old that beat the Mavericks because they couldn't play in their stadium. And if we're rocking like that and then we build a new stadium, dude, this thing could really take off and it's going to be hard as hell to beat the Spurs at home.
Yeah, I agree. There was times where that ole, 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 and that was happening so loud over the broadcast that it was even overwhelming the general cheering on a loud play, and
Yeah,
it's hard when you're the Jackals to overpower the entire stadium when they're screaming at their loudest, and it was absolutely wonderful to see them collaborate with all of those diehard, Spurs fans from France, and, um,
super cool.
yeah, man, I love to see what Wemby is doing to the fan section, to just everything at the Frostbank Center. He's he's revolutionizing what it means to be a Spurs fan watching the game in person.
Yeah, man, absolutely. But I do feel bad for maybe someone who like was taking their family to a game, first game, like, oh, we're going to the Spurs game. It's gonna be fun. And they sit in the seats and they just have just like, wow, they're like, oh damn it.
But you know what? Maybe that's the experience that they needed to have
For
all
sure.
along. Maybe they were like,
Absolutely.
maybe they're like, "You know what? Are people even gonna cheer? Do I even wanna go to this game?" And then everyone's just like, "Yeah!" And
Yeah,
they're like, "Dude, this game is badass. I love the
absolutely.
Spurs now." So, maybe that's the case. You never know.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But shout out to them, man. That was really, really cool to see. And I'm just excited to see what they got in store tomorrow. Hopefully they have some voices tomorrow. Damn, they were screaming the entire time. But I mean, like I said on this podcast before, if it annoys the home fans, what's it doing to the visitors?
Right. You know that the opposing team, when you can't hear your own thoughts, you're trying to communicate with the other players on your team. I know personally how frustrating that is when you're just trying to like, hey, pick like left on your left, and it's just like it's just so
Yeah.
loud, and you can't even hear the person 2 feet away from you, and that can be overwhelming. And so the fact that that is our atmosphere right now
Yeah.
compared to what we've been experiencing the last few years is it is night and day.
1000%.
Yeah.
And one thing too I noticed is during one of the plays, typically they have music or they have something going on in the background. I didn't hear anything, and all you heard was them chanting the entire time. So I think that's even cooler. Like the DJ is like, you know what, y'all got this.
Yeah. Absolutely. I gotta highlight this comment real quick. Some Spurs fans are saying that the Jackals are cringe. I mean, I can understand if you're not wanting them to cheer like right in your ear, so to speak, but at the same time, it's
It
like,
ain't church.
right, it's like they're just wanting to keep the energy up. And, maybe that's energy that the hype squad should be building up. And maybe that's energy that other forces that around the Spurs should be working on. But it's largely something that, if Wemby wants, our star player wants, like, why aren't the majority of Spurs fans getting on board with it?
I
I
would
don't,
I
yeah.
would I would highly recommend listening to uh watching a soccer game, listening to the fans chant the entire time, watching Welcome to Wrexham, because like the chants are just are so powerful and they bring the community together, and then it's just a really fun atmosphere. So when you go there, you know you're going to hear this awesome song, and then you start to get goosebumps, and you start to like really feel that atmosphere, and then it becomes more of like that experience and that buzz. And if you can do it in the regular season and you can replicate it even more in the playoffs, and then you add that buzz and that hype, because being in an NBA Finals game and an NBA playoff game, dude, that buzz that's in the stadium the entire time is electric. And if you can add more to it, it's similar to just going to like your biggest rival in college basketball game. It's the same atmosphere. That's what you want to build. If you can have that competitive advantage, like okay, I'm going on a tangent because now I'm pissed off. But I will say, I went and visited the Emirates Stadium in London. I'm a huge Arsenal fan. One thing that really caught my eye was the home and away locker rooms are very, very, very different. The home one is like feng shui wise, it's supposed to replicate like I'm going to talk to the captain if I'm the manager. It's in a half circle, all that stuff. So everyone's on like can see each other and talk. The visitor side, there's like an island in the middle. It's squared off. You can't have any kind of conversation with anybody. You have to like do one of these in order to like see who you're talking to. So like that's a competitive advantage that you don't really think of. If our competitive advantage is being so loud, I mean, good lord, like that's just one of those things. And I see that comment about Arsenal, and we're at the top of the table, so I don't want to hear that.
Well, he wasn't making the comment about Arsenal. He was making the comment about your fandom. He was saying you're an average fan or mediocre fan,
To
excuse
the
me.
person that didn't talk to me on Sunday because we beat them, okay.
I love it. But I also have to highlight this other comment because this is absolute gold. You prefer the Jackals and Silver Dancers over the corny hype squad. Mwah, chef's
Yes.
kiss. Chef's kiss. This is the only take right here.
Yes. Bring
I
back the silver dancers.
bring back the Silver Dancers and let's do something to amplify the Jackals even more, so that we can piss off some people
Oh,
for
the
the
I
playoffs.
saw the hype squad miss a dunk today during the timeout.
Oh, man.
That was bad. Not fun.
That's yeah, you got trampolines, bro. Like, that's the whole point is so you can do, like, 3 flips and then easily dunk. It's like,
Yeah.
what are we doing, Hype Squad? What are we doing, Hype Squad?
Yep,
Um
yep.
But what are some other things you were seeing in the game tonight? I do wanna properly glaze De'Aaron Fox and kinda go over his stat line real
Yeah, let's
quick.
do it.
Just absolute amazing in the first half we talked about, but overall, he did have some good fourth quarter moments where I really thought that with 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left, that he did have some of those clutch tendencies that we were wanting to see previously, where, a few games went by where we didn't necessarily see it. And it was nice to see him kind of step up tonight, get that 29 points,
Yep.
5 rebounds, three
Love it.
assists, and really did a better job of protecting the ball.
Yeah, man. That was, like I said earlier, that was my favorite thing, just seeing De'Aaron Fox just get hot early. I think maybe that's the recipe for success for us to get him going. You just got to give him the ball earlier and make him get going, and all of a sudden now we're looking at a 30 piece. So that's what we need. And I just love, I love this team. I just love this team. And Devin Vassell didn't really have a great game. Only 8 points, 3 for 7, 1 for 5 from three. But we didn't need him to do that. He was playing great defense and he was facilitating too. So, and also Steph Castle had 12 assists. Like, we didn't even talk about that. Like,
Yeah.
12 assists for Steph Castle. I mean, just he learned from the best with CP3. I think he really took that to heart, and seeing the way that he's been able to operate this offense is nothing short of extraordinary.
I think that's really true in a lot of ways, where he just learned how to be just a good facilitator. And a couple things I saw him do tonight, he was knifing through the defense and almost paused in a lot of
Right.
ways and just waited for Beef Stew or Jalen Duren to kind of collapse. And then a couple of really easy lobs to Wemby.
Yep.
And then there was a couple of moments where he also found Champagne in the corner.
Yep.
And I I think that when we're seeing him not only attack the rim at his own speed, because we know that he can do that,
Yeah.
but when he just purposefully collapses the defense with off speed, like kind of attacks, this is just something that you see a guy that's like 28, 29 years old do.
Yep.
And time again, we keep saying it. It seems like he adds more things to his arsenal that makes him an effective player. And we're seeing it translate to just winning basketball against the best teams. And now all of a sudden, we're 8-2 against the top five teams in the NBA. And we're relying on 22, 21, 20-year olds to get this done.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
Like, it's phenomenal. And one thing I noticed too with Castle, with his hair, he's like up to Victor's shoulder. Like, I don't know if you noticed that, but like, it's really intimidating. I get why he does it. That thing's tall as shit. So like, I was like, they were next to each other, and I was like, damn, like that's literally on Victor's shoulder. So it makes him look even bigger than what he is. And you just put him in that dungeon. And Cade does not want to see Castle in the finals. He doesn't want to see him anymore because he's going to see him in his nightmares. I guarantee you tonight he's going to wake up like, oh my god, Castle.
Oh, he's gonna wake up and be like, 15 for 52. And he's like, oh. He's like, oh, sorry. I don't have to play the Spurs again. I don't have to play the Spurs again. Oh my God. But seriously, that 15 for 52,
1552 is just a wild stat line, man. Like,
gosh.
that's so crazy.
Yeah. What smothering defense from our second year phenom. And yes, 39 minutes from Victor. That's playoff type minutes. That's, hey, we're trying to win this basketball game. So our generational defender, he's going to be out there as much as humanly possible without getting hurt, of course. But yeah, that's very, very promising. What are some other things that you were seeing out there? Did you see any other noteworthy points tonight?
No, I think we got to the majority of them. I'm just really happy kind of where we're at. I'm happy to be home for a while. Um, I mean, just the way that Wemby was playing was so dominant. And if we see that, it's so crazy how we can see him be so passive and then being so dominant just from game to game. Like, it's the way that we're able to win. It's not just we're relying on like Cade Cunningham, or we're not relying on Jalen Brunson. Like, it's we're relying. We have all these guys that can just go out and score. And F Gilbert Arenas for even commenting on stats and all that stuff, because it doesn't matter. Like, a win's a win. Like, I understand in his mind stats are everything because that's all he's worth. But in our mind, championships where we want to go. And you even highlighted it. And if you haven't done it, watch the video that Rob put out the 5 minutes on why the Spurs are going to win the 2026 NBA championship, because you covered it, and it's Wemby's competitiveness that is going to absolutely put this team over the edge. 1000%.
Absolutely. I just think that's like an unknown X factor that no one is really prepared for, and it's hard to like map the trajectory of that when I think he's going to play more minutes than he ever has. He's going to be more competitive than he ever has. We
Right.
don't know what that looks like yet. And so I think
No. And I
yeah.
mean, and he's not going to have just like his French running mates. He's going to have some dudes that are getting paid some serious money to play ball. And I mean, and the way that like like, I don't want to spoil it, but like just go watch that video. It's great. Rob does a great job. It's under 6 minutes, so just go out and watch it. We'll repost it. But man, it's a great way to highlight the things that we've been saying, kind of all in a nutshell. And like we said in the offseason, the NBA is not ready for year three Wimby, and they're damn sure not ready for playoff Wimby.
Yes, absolutely. Different level of competition means another level up from what I feel like is the most competitive player in the league right now. So, yes, Wemby is going to be crazy moving forward, and just I also think just this whole team just feels the sense of urgency to
Yeah,
win. When I saw Keldon Johnson dive for that ball going out of bounds and
dude.
just it just those kind of moments where it's just like, I don't care about my body. I'm gonna do everything I physically can to win this basketball game. And
Yeah, our
that
oldest player, our longest tenured Spur, is diving, jumping over a table to get to a ball that's leading to a transition break. Like, yeah, that's the kind of effort you want to see.
yes, and that's largely indicative of like what I think the playoff energy is going to be over the next month or so when we're just kind of getting our guys ready for hopefully what's a lengthy playoff run. But
That's the idea.
a lot to like tonight. What a satisfying win against a good Pistons team.
Yeah, man.
That's
But I will say it's nice to be home. So I need to ask you, Rob, do you want to blind rank something for me?
Ooh, I think it is time for a blind rank. Let's do it, my dude. I'm
We
excited
are
for this.
going to blind rank, Rob, your top 5 things to do in San Antonio when you're home.
Okay.
And we're
Okay.
going we're going touristy, because if it was me, I can only think of like 2 things to do, and that's get tacos and like go get drinks with my friends. I have I don't have more. So I had to we're gonna jump in some touristy things. If you're you're not from San Antonio and you're like, hey, what do I need to do in San Antonio? Save this clip. We're gonna tell you.
There you go. All
So
right.
we're gonna blind rank these top 5 things to do in San Antonio.
All right.
We're gonna start with the Tower of Americas.
Oh, man, dude, the Tower of Americas, I'm not gonna lie, the food there is overrated. Like eating at the
It's a cool
Tower of
view.
it's a cool view. Yes, I love the view, but if you've eaten at the restaurant at the top, like, man, super overpriced. In my opinion, just not worth it for what you end up paying for. Like I had a there was a meal there with my family, and I don't even remember what the check was, but it was way too much for what I felt like we got in terms of quality and overall quantity. And it was just like,
That's why you
yeah.
go to the bar and just drink a couple drinks and then leave.
Well, see, if it was more of like a drink and go type situation, that would have been more fun. But I think I am going to have to agree with Wiz in the comment section and go with 4.
4. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna do both of them because I feel like we need to. SeaWorld slash Fiesta, Texas.
Okay, see, if it was just SeaWorld, it would be 5, but because it's just way on the side of San Antonio where I don't spend a huge amount of time, but so many great memories at Fiesta, Texas, growing up there as a kid, and obvious
Christmas SeaWorld is
it is. I do love SeaWorld, but ever since Blackfish, I just can't trust SeaWorld, man.
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I can't trust Tillicum, man. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
dude, it was weird. Like, I'm not gonna get into it. There's a part in this thing. I'm like, I didn't need to see that. No one needed to see that.
No,
I mean, that's disgusting.
no.
So where'd you put that at?
Okay, so I think because of the overwhelming man, I guess I'm gonna have to put it at 2 because Fiesta Texas is so strong.
Dude, I one time caught a buzz at SeaWorld, and had a great time. Like, I felt terrible, but it was also like fucking orcas are cool as shit. So I really enjoyed it. So SeaWorld at 2? SeaWorld Fiesta Texas 2?
Yeah, more so because of Fiesta Texas. I mean, I could vibe out, eat an edible, drink a margarita, be on the Rattler, doing my thing, wandering around.
Fair.
Maybe I'm getting my face painted, maybe I'm shooting some hoops,
I'm
you know.
definitely gonna go see that show. I'm getting a
Yeah.
pretzel. I'm having a good time on the boardwalk. Yeah, man, we're winning stuffed animals today.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely gonna surprise some kids when I pull up to the free throw shot and I go like 3 for 4 and they're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, I that's what I do.
All right, man, we're gonna go classic Alamo.
Oh, see, Alamo, like Alamo is more of like a I drive by it situation. I'm just like, "What's up, Alamo?" So like I'm not trying to like actually visit the Alamo. Like maybe like I'll take some like a photo of it or something, but like I'm gonna put it at 5.
5 Alamo.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I'll remember it. I'll remember the Alamo. I won't
There
forget it, okay?
this one kind of ties into it because what you can do is like actually we'll get there. Next one, you got Alamo at 5, Tower of America's at 4, SeaWorld Fiesta Texas at 2. Next one is the Riverwalk.
I think I'm gonna put Riverwalk at 1 just because it's so connected to everything. Like, Riverwalk, it could be a walk to go get some drinks, could be a walk to a good restaurant. Are you walking to like the Pearl Brewery area to just kind of go walk around and chill at a farmer's market, whatever, or what is it that you're doing? And so like it's connected to so much of downtown. I think probably 1 makes sense.
Yeah, you catch a buzz on the Riverwalk and you go walk by the Alamo and go, "What's up?"
Right, and I'm also assuming that the Spurs aren't playing at this time, so, like
Yeah, good point. Good
like, if
point.
we're in San Antonio and the Spurs are playing, the number 1 thing I would want to be doing is going to a Spurs game.
Of course, naturally. So that leaves Riverwalk's 1, SeaWorld Fiesta Texas is 2, Tower of Americas is 4, the Alamo is 5. So that leaves you with number 3, which is Leave.
Which is leave? You said in San Antonio, though.
Yeah. So you leave San
So
Antonio.
okay, so spending the evening not in San Antonio is one of the answers.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then
Curveball.
I guess that's the number 1. Or well,
Number
I
3
said
is number 3.
number 3 then, I guess, yeah. That's wild. But you know
Can't
what?
let can, yeah. I
Fair
had to give you a
enough.
curveball. I haven't given you a curveball in a while.
That's hilarious.
I got another
So
one for tomorrow. It's gonna be a good one.
that's funny. I love it. But, I I do have a small bit of trivia for you, my friend.
All right.
Nothing too wild and crazy, but just a little something French inspired.
Ooh.
Because of
We.
because of the
We
French
we.
because of the French atmosphere tonight, it had me thinking,
Merci.
maybe thinking about all the French players that have ever played for the Spurs.
Okay.
Um, can you name the French players that have worn the silver and black?
How many are there?
There are 8.
8. Ooh, shit. Ugh. There was like 4.
There's 8 of them.
All right. All right. Here we go. So let's get Wemby out the way.
Yep.
Tony Parker,
Yep.
Boris Diaw,
Yep.
Nando De Colo,
Yep.
City Sissoko,
Yep.
uh crap. And this is where my mind blanks. I'm assuming they're all in this century.
Uh, all in this century?
Are they not? Are they prior to the 2000s?
They are not prior to the 2000s.
Okay, good. So I should know at least who they should be,
Well,
maybe.
one of them, both, he is prior to the 2000s. I'm going to go ahead and say yes, prior.
Okay. Hmm. That's kind of where my mind stops. I'm just glad I got Nando in there.
You did. I'm very proud of you. There's three of them. Um, yeah, there's a couple of them that I feel like are going to be hard to get because you did get six of them already or
Man, I
five
don't
of them.
I got 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't think of the other 3. Were they on championships teams?
Um, one of them, yes.
One of them was on a championship team. Trying to think and like trying to find my head and like was someone wearing a beret during like those pictures? I can't think of anyone who was. Oh, it's gonna drive me insane. What you got? I can't think of the other 3.
All right. So, okay, so you're officially giving up?
This is gonna drag on forever. We can sit
Okay.
here for a long
So,
time.
okay, so Jeffrey Laverne
Oh, of
and,
course.
and yes, in the comment section, Ian
Ian Mahimi.
Mahimi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ian Mahimi.
Yep. And then
Good call.
the honorable mention I did have was Dominique Wilkins. Born in France, technically
Technically
French.
French. Yes, he was born in France. Yes.
Technically French.
Yes.
That's why I said 8 and there was like one honorable
Yeah. No,
that was
you're right. You're right. You're right.
I
No,
was a jerk on that one. I'm
no,
sorry.
that was a good one. That was a good one. I didn't think we had that many. I'm surprised I even got 5.
No, you honestly did a great job. And there's going to be a bonus. One of these players, I have an autographed card right in front of me. Which one?
You have a city signed card.
I do have one, but I actually have the Nando De Colo in front of me right now.
Nice. Shout out to Nando De Colo, who we thought was going to be something, and then he was not.
He was not. He was not that at all. But you know what? We got to give a shout out to all the French people that support us and
Yeah, man.
all the
I
French
love
people. Yeah.
France is one of my favorite places. I had a great time in Paris and can't wait to go to south of France at some point too. And man, Emily in Paris, one of my favorite shows. Great show. I'm excited
Absolutely.
for the Spurs to play in Paris, to be honest with you. We should go to those games.
Dude, yeah, the bums in Paris. I think that would be that would be very
That'd be a
interesting.
wild vlog, dude. That'd be such a wild vlog. It's like, oh, and here's AJ drinking more French wine. I'm like, we.
Oh, dude, they would not be ready for some rowd ass Texans stepping up in there, but absolutely, my dude. That was a fun blind rank and fun little trivia. But I do feel like we have some dunks to get to, my friend.
Yes, sir.
You feeling
Yes,
dunky?
sir. I am feeling very dunky.
All right.
I I'm gonna dunk on the entire Cal State Bakerfield's basketball team, specifically their coaches, because I don't know if you saw this awesome headline, but this headline from ESPN reads California school hired a coach, but police say he's moonlighted as a pimp.
Yes.
Apparently, this coach is working as a pimp across 4 different states. So I'm gonna dunk on this dude for his side hustle as a pimp. What a wild headline and what a wild story. And I cannot wait until Netflix comes out with this and like all of his hoes are like, "Yep, we went to the basketball games."
You're you're not gonna take Peppa Jack's best hoe. Maybe he's Pepper Jack. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously,
What
what
a
a
crazy story.
yeah, like absolutely nuts. Like what a double life you live when you're like molding young minds and you're like pushing athletes one time during the day, and then you're sitting there just like, hey, where's my money? Like
Rob,
after
I got to read you
8:30.
this line. So I guess the coach's name's Mays, and this says Mays, who is being held without bail, faces hefty rap sheet of 11 criminal and misdemeanor charges, including felonies such as pimping.
Jesus Christ.
So
Is
dunk on
pimping
that
easy?
dude, man. Dunk on that dude.
Pimping ain't easy, but it's gotta be done.
Who are you dunking on, man?
Jesus Christ. Just absolutely nuts. Um, dude, I have to dunk on this Waymo commercial I saw. Like, dude, I honestly, as some like, I'm kind of freaked out when I see Waymos. Like,
Oh, for sure.
I still see them aggressively change lanes, and I'm like, dude, you are on 35. It is like the heat of traffic, and I don't know if your AI decision making, whatever, is going to be on par right now. And
Yeah,
so,
man. Those are
um,
whew.
there was a Waymo commercial recently, and the car stopped as somebody was walking across the street, and the woman in the car said it was talking to somebody on the phone and said, "Hey, my car just saved a guy's life." And I go, "No, your car just didn't murder somebody." Like, there's a difference between saving somebody and then not killing them. And I'm like, "You didn't save shit, Waymo." Like, way to just pat yourself on the back and being like, "Our product is saving lives out here." No, they're just not murdering people, and that's the only way they should be. So, like, what a fucking weird commercial, Waymo. Like, it just yeah, I don't know.
I've seen
Wiz
more clips of
Wiz
Waymo.
took Wiz took one to my wedding.
Oh, he definitely. I heard that story. Dude, they dropped. I think they dropped him off like way far away too, like not even close. So, but like with Waymo too, like you've seen the clips. I think this happened in Austin. There was a dude that was like hands behind the head, like on the ground. Cops had guns out, and this Waymo just like slowly passes around him. It's like, dude, like you're messing up a lot of law enforcement and traffic. I saw one try to make a U-turn and that was a disaster. And then you get locked in that thing. What do you do? Like it's scary and it's not I'm not a huge fan of it.
Dude, I agree. And there was one campaign they were trying to do where it was like, we're gonna have Waymo be the voice of like essentially people that have disabilities. Like, we're gonna be able to help them get around. And I'm like, well, that's amazing. I love that. But also Waymo requires passengers to do maintenance on the car if something happens. And it's like if a tire pops, if something happens, like
Oh,
they literally
oh,
give you instructions on what to do to like
no. I'm leaving.
that's what I'm saying, but, like, imagine having somebody with special needs and being like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you gotta
Yeah.
fix this tire." It's like, what the fuck? Like, how dare you have that as part of your policy while simultaneously being like, "Hey, we're gonna help people with disabilities." It's like, well, are you gonna have somebody ride with them that's also going to help them out too? It's like, I just don't get you, Waymo.
Yeah, man. No way, Mose.
Yeah. Yeah, way mo problems is what it sounds like. Um, but yeah, everybody, if you are still in here after all those dunks, after the blind rank, after some fun Spurs trivia, and after the Spurs versus Pistons full game breakdown, we appreciate you. We not only love you, but we love you hard over here. All this is brought to you by Love You Hard TV and the wonderful people over at the In the Building podcast. Make sure you are following In the Building, Love You Hard TV. Mike, Rudy, Jose, they're doing fantastic work going live most days, covering all major sports. But we're over here talking Spurs basketball after every single game. We got a lot of exciting stuff happening over here at the Baseline Bums. And even on a night where we're not getting a delicious victory against the Pistons, we still love being on here because you guys make this a wonderful place to be. You guys make
Absolutely.
this a wonderful community,
It's a
whether you're
safe space.
watching. Absolutely. It's a safe space filled with wonderful Spurs fans. And whether you're following the live, watching the live on YouTube, we have clips always coming out on Instagram, on TikTok. The Twitter's popping off thanks to AJ over here. We have a lot of exciting content on the way. Make sure you check out the YouTube video I just dropped earlier today on why the Spurs are going to be the 2026 NBA champs. Like I said, a lot of exciting stuff in the Baseline Bums universe. But that being said, we're going to hop off here because we're going to be back again tomorrow night. Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
That
Hopefully,
son of a bitch Kawhi.
yeah, hopefully we're back after a nice win against the Clips. Uh,
Does Mitch Johnson grab the microphone?
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to stop those traitor chants. but that being said, we're gonna hop off here and end this episode the same way we end all episodes, and that's with a go
Go
Spurs,
Spurs.
a
Go
go.
and bring
Bum
back
bum
the
bum bum
self-made
bum.
Spurs.
Spurs win. Bum 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 bum.
Like
Spurs
Spurs
win.
win.